Welcome to Fast Copy. I'm Merrill Panet, editorial director of TV Guide. For generations, the allure of Hollywood star-making machinery has attracted beautiful and ambitious young women. But there's always been a dark side to the bright lights, the glamour, and the glitter. The pressure on young, naive starlets to perform sexual favors for the powerful men who can help their careers. Staff writer Mary Murphy first told us about sexual harassment in Hollywood today.
No, I have a very lovely actress friend who, when she came to town from New York, went to see this agent who pushed two buttons. One closed and locked the door to his office. The other flipped down a Murphy bed. And she understood that that's the life that she might well be facing and trying to get an agent in L.A., so she gave up acting.
I can't really give you specifics without naming names. I don't really want to do that. It's just people make very well known at times. If you're interested in pursuing something, I'm available. And they let you know that it's not the kind of thing like we are equals and if you so choose. It's I am in a position of power. It's usually accompanied with I like you. You show a lot of promise.
I was fired from this job because I would not sleep with the star.
This 23-year-old actress recently got her first break, a job as a stand-in on a network series. She thought she would come to the attention of people who could really help her career, producers, casting agents, and especially the star. Instead, she discovered the casting couch is not a thing of the past.
I had been on the set 4 days, working 12 hours, and he had not spoke to me, not really looked at me, no attention paid to me. And he called me over, and I was thinking, oh my God, this is it. He wants to talk to me. He singled me out. Maybe he'll ask for my picture and resume. Maybe this will go on. What am I going to say? Well, he asked me, the first thing out of his mouth, how did you get this job? Which one of these guys do you sleep with?
For any young actress in Hollywood, it is a constant struggle to find work and be noticed. This actress's job seemed to be a dream come true, but it gradually turned into a nightmare.
The lead actor in this series kept coming on to me, harassing me. Can I have a hug? I've had a hard day. To take a walk with me and pulling me behind things so that nobody could see. And, you know, the hands. And he was always asking to do things. Like the last confrontation I had with him, he walked up to me and had said, I'm coming over to your house for dinner and a massage.
She refused again, and later that same day she was fired. According to the casting service, the official reason was repeated tardiness. She thinks otherwise.
I felt very small. He's a very powerful man, and he made me full aware of that, and who was boss, and what he thought of me, that I was disposable at any minute.
I tell them from the day one that they can't win by saying yes, and they can't win by saying no. If somebody approaches you and you say yes, you're in trouble. It never works. I've never seen anybody sleep their way to the top. If you say no, you've alienated somebody, you're undoubtedly in trouble. So one of the very first things I do when I commit to work with somebody is to tell them the rules, which are to stay away from it. Don't get near anything in Hollywood. Have your friends on the outside, date doctors, date lawyers. Don't get involved in Hollywood. Study. Take all your time to study. Where you're going to win is in the audition process. That's where the jobs are gotten.
Go to any Hollywood casting office and you'll see how tough the competition is. Only 2% of the actors and actresses get 98% of the jobs.
Several years ago, I was working on a show, and it was raining, and I went to get some hot cocoa at the canteen truck, and the executive producer was standing there with another gentleman, and I was sopping wet, and I was cold, and he looked at me and very sweetly said, why don't we go upstairs, take off your clothes, and I'll warm you up. The man hadn't said but one word to me the whole time. I had no idea what was coming. So I laughed and I said, oh, you're so funny. And 20 minutes later, I was fired.
The more innocent you are, you don't know, maybe they have to do it. Say, is this part of it? Do I have to do this? Yeah, it's hideous because they play on that innocence, that naivete. And that hunger. That's what's so sad, and that's never going to get it.
I was casting a show, and a girl came in for a part that was obviously wrong for it. She was a little older, And when she read, the reading was just horrible. And she left, I thanked her, and I turned to the casting director and I said, what was that all about? And the casting director said to me, well, there was this party and there were some executives there from the film business and they promised her a role or a shot at an audition with you in exchange for sexual favors. And that's why she was here. Well, I was furious. And needless to say, that casting director and I never worked again because I won't tolerate that.
Women talk to each other about it all the time, but they don't come out and tell anybody other than confiding in each other. Because if you do come out and talk about it, you don't work.
Jean Coulter, who is married, is a stunt woman and one of the few actresses in Hollywood to file a lawsuit about sexual harassment. She worked steadily for 20 years, specializing in car stunts, and is one of the only women stunt drivers to do the dangerous cannon roll. Jean's list of credits is 3 pages long, ranging from Adam 12 and Ironside to Jaws 2. But 4 years ago, that all changed.
I was standing next to the stunt coordinator. He was sitting in a chair. He looked over at me and said, how would you like to go to my room with me and cuddle? And I kind of stepped back for a minute and thought of what I was going to say, and my stomach was very upset. My heart kind of stopped beating for a few minutes, and I said, thanks for the compliment, but no thank you. And I tried to be very pleasant about it and very nice so I didn't hurt his feelings and so that we could continue on doing the job that we were brought up there to do. So the next morning, though, when I woke up and I got the call sheet for the next day, I realized that the end of it wasn't the night before.
Jean claims that the following day she was replaced by another stunt driver. She says she was simply told that if she didn't like it, she could go home.
I said then I would prefer going home if I couldn't do the stunt work that I was brought up to do. And at that point, he told me then that I would never work for the company again or anywhere else if he could help it. And I was scared, I was shocked, I was hurt, I was crying, I was throwing up. All the emotions that you could possibly think of came to me. And I really didn't know if he would carry it out. And I really guess I didn't want to believe that it would continue. But it did continue. About a year down the road, I walked onto a set for the same production company. And the stunt coordinator and another girl were on the set. And the same man, Roy Harrison, walked onto the show and said to the other stunt coordinator, get her off the set, she's blacklisted.
Sexual blacklisting is a very difficult thing to prove in Hollywood, and stunt coordinator Roy Harrison has denied all of Jean's allegations against him. However, when asked to appear on this program, he refused on the advice of his attorney. Jean claims that she suddenly went from working 180 days a year down to only 30, and that she is not the only one affected. Her husband, Ray, also a stuntman, has worked very little since the incident.
It really hurts me deeply after 20 years in the business that other people aren't willing to say, hey, she's a decent human being, she's always done a good job, she's never made problems for anybody. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt, or let's stand on her side because maybe she's telling the truth. I mean, nobody wants to stick their neck out because it's all boils down to who wants to work and money and power. And that's really sad.
Somebody out there is going to be angry that I did this and not want to use me, not want to work me. I don't want to work for those people anyway. Because if that's how they feel, then you know what goes on behind closed doors anyway. And the work that I get is going to be from people who want me to work for them.